The New York Yankees have found their next superstar in the making at spring training, where this is absolutely insane, as New York Yankee fans are already calling for Aaron Boone to make this man the starting third baseman over the two frontrunners shown right here, who are both young players in their own right, and we're going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're enjoying the channel, make sure to subscribe. It really helps us out a ton at Yankees Digest. We're on that grind. We're trying to get to 10K subscribers by the time the season's over. Long ride away, but let's get to 6K before the regular season. Now let's jump into the video, though, because we have a lot to discuss. The New York Yankees, they have found their next superstar as Brian Cashman did his thing in the MLB draft just 2 years ago, and now the New York Yankees are seeing a meteoric rise of George Lombard Jr., who has been phenomenal at the plate and an even better fielder in this spring training, and Yankee fans are now calling for Aaron Boone to take over, step in, and make sure that he is playing. Lombard is playing over Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza. They want Lombard to jump right over both the Oswalds. Absolutely insane way to start an MLB career for Lombard, who, let me just say, things are getting really interesting here. Now, jumping all into this, it's important to note Ryan Garcia, one of the unsung heroes of New York Yankees media, he recorded, not Ryan, George Lombard, recorded a whopping 16.4 defensive runs prevented across multiple infield positions according to Baseball Prospectus, making him the best infield defender in the Yankees farm system by a wide margin. His poise at shortstop is remarkable, being able to make some slick plays due to his athletic abilities, and the baseball IQ that he has is off the charts. This is a controlled and disciplined guy who has impressed the Yankees with a level of maturity that exceeds not just most players, but most people his age. Now, just to be clear, Lombard's a 19-year-old, and he managed to swipe 39 bases in 110 games across single A and high A, being caught just 9 times. That type of speed will play at any level of pro ball. We've seen guys like Tim LeCastro become pro players simply because of elite speed like this. The last piece of the puzzle has been his bat, which lagged behind those elite defensive players, or those elite defensive tools. But the Yankees believe that this winter could have been the one where he finally found his stride, and Lombard is certainly finding his stride. I mean, the man hit an absolute monster shot recently in spring training, his second home run. And I mean, as you can see, the speed on this was 74.8 miles per hour at 19 years old, which is absolutely insane. The man is cooking at the plate now, as well as just playing the field like an elite fielder. And last year in the minors, between single A and high A, almost all of his at-bats came last season, as he did get drafted in 2023. He had 5 home runs, 45 RBIs, 39 stolen bases, but the batting average, the on-base percentage, and the OPS were not really exciting. I mean, his batting average, 231, is not very good at all. On-base percentage, not great. OPS below average for sure. But remember, he was 18 years old doing this. He's 19 years old now, and look, he's getting better every day. And look, it's hard to imagine that he's going to be a New York Yankee this upcoming season. But the fact that Yankee fans already want George Lombard in there, it's important to note that the man is going to be ready pretty soon. The Yankees, and specifically Brian Cashman, have had a tendency to kind of wait on young players and wait for a while. I mean, Jason Dominguez was in the Yankees system at 16 years old. He's now 23, 24, and he's barely played any time with the New York Yankees. Now, yes, a lot of that is because of the torn UCL that led to Tommy John surgery, and ultimately, in its own right, kind of had an impact on the Yankees ending up trading for Juan Soto, though they were probably going to do that anyway, let's be honest. So it did lead to an interesting situation for Jason Dominguez, who never really got time in the majors. After his first little stint in the majors in 2023, the man looked like an absolute future superstar. He still looks great, Dominguez. He's going to be on the team this year, likely the leadoff hitter, playing at left field, where he has struggled to field the ball, but it is sort of a new position for him. The fact that he's a center fielder is important to note. There's maybe a world where they'll try him at center field and move Cody Bellinger to left field at times. It'll be interesting to see how the New York Yankees go about things, but we will see how that goes as time goes on. On top of all that, we'll probably see Cody Bellinger spend some time at first base as well, with Goldschmidt DHing for a little bit, especially when Stanton's injured. So you could also just move Jason to center field and have Trent Grisham playing in left field, something like that. The Yankees have options. They'll be able to figure it out. It won't be a big concern to me. But George Lombard, when it pertains to him, when it pertains to guys like Oswald Peraza, who's 24 now as well, and multiple guys who have been on the Yankees now, who have now gotten older and are not young rookies anymore when they could have been, and the Yankees just hold on to them for an extended period of time without giving them real burn. I mean, we've seen this happen. We saw it happen with Cabrera to a lesser degree, but definitely Peraza, who still is yet to find his way into an MLB role. Even now, Aaron Boone saying he's not sure if Peraza's going to make the team. Meanwhile, Peraza's been the best option for third base, and I will do a video on that as well after this one, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you see that as well. But look, when it comes down to it, George Lombard Jr., it looks really, really good. He looks like a future MLB superstar at shortstop especially, which makes things interesting considering Peraza's a shortstop and Anthony Volpe's obviously a shortstop, so you wonder, will Lombard move to third base? Would Volpe move to third base? Does Volpe have the arm to move to third base? There's a bunch of questions that are going to have to be answered. Will Lombard become their second baseman? Will Volpe become their second baseman? There's a bunch of questions that have to be answered. Considering Jazz Chisholm plays everywhere, it's completely fine. They can figure that out elsewhere as well, but that's not a direct concern right now. That's more of a future concern because the Yankees are definitely going to take another year. I mean, maybe they bring Lombard up when they're 20 and Brian Cashman defies what he usually does, but it's more likely that there's a chance they don't and they wait till he's 22 years old. But when you have a guy as good as George Lombard, you're going to bring him up as soon as humanly possible, especially when he's proving he deserves to be brought up as soon as humanly possible. He's averaging a 100.9 mile per hour exit velocity on batted balls while registering swing speeds approaching 77 miles per hour. The man is absolutely cooking right now. He's showing that he's gotten a lot stronger in this year, and now the New York Yankees have an absolute stud to work with who is going to put up much better numbers in the minors this season, and how he plays in the minors this upcoming year will affect when he gets called up to the Yankees. Now, also, 19-year-old George Lombard has been making the most of his spring training. In 6 games, he's had a .364 on-base percentage, a .556 slugging percentage, and a .919 on-base plus slugging. All of those are great numbers, all of them above average in the MLB level. So he's absolutely cooking. Now that bat is no longer a problem, where you see here the numbers look solid, the offensive numbers look solid, except for the batting average, on-base percentage, and OPS, all these taking a meteoric rise right here. So it's really, really important to note that the New York Yankees have found themselves in a very, very promising position with a young player in George Lombard Jr., who now, it makes guys like Peraza more expendable via trade and situations like this, because now the Yankees farm system has a key guy once again. And we've heard about George Lombard Jr. in the past. It's not the first time he's been brought up on this channel, but in Yankee circles, obviously, because he was the first round pick in 2023, so the Yankees have very high hopes for him. But it is going to be interesting to see how he develops. Clearly, he's a guy who's going to be ready to go very soon, and I'm so excited to watch this man play. I'm definitely going to be tuning into some minor league games. I'm going to be interested in where he goes to play. I'm not going to dox myself by saying that I live in Manhattan, but I live in Manhattan, so, like, I can very easily, if I get bored on a weekend with my friends or something like that, just go to Somerset, watch George Lombard play if he gets called up to Double-A, which is effectively a guarantee at this point, because when you have a guy this good, you fast-track him. It's just what you do. If he's playing like this in the minors, if he's putting up these numbers in the minors, these specific numbers right here, then we're going to see him get up there in Double-A and eventually Scranton Wilkes-Barre. So it'll be interesting to see. I definitely might have to go to a Somerset Patriots game if that's where George Lombard's going. That'd be pretty fun. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Not on my potential trip to Somerset, New Jersey. Let me know what you think down below on George Lombard Jr. Guys, do you think he should be called up sooner rather than later? Who do you think should be the third baseman? Do you think there's any argument to making Lombard the starting third baseman this season? I will say right now, I think it should be Oswald Peraza. Nothing changes my mind yet, and I'll explain all that in the next video coming out either tonight or sometime tomorrow earlier in the day. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I always appreciate it a ton. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Hope you enjoyed watching. Have a great day, and go Yankees.